Good morning, everybody. So, turns out I will not be on the road for another 2 hours. Might as well do another stream, right? So, welcome back to Football Manager 2023 and reflections on our bad results so far. So, it might be that this episode will not end up in a match. Altogether, it might be that we do 2 matches in rapid succession. I'm not sure yet. Let's just see where we get at. So overall, I think we should use the data hub at some point and look into what happened for the last 3 matches. I don't want to overinterpret 3 results, but I want to look into it. So apparently we have fewer defensive actions than average. Our defense is quite leaky. And we don't do that much. So we might as well do something. That's the first thing. And this is dangerous data to have here. For example, blocks per game could also mean that there's no reason to block, right? Tackles 1 ratio is great, but I gotta go in a bit more, apparently. So simply put, this might mean that we're too defensive. I'm not too concerned about the areas on the pitch. That might be okay, especially in the defensive formation, but we need them to close down. Apparently we also don't try to counter here. I'm not sure why that is. Yeah, so this is where to focus on time wasting a bit more. Yeah, it depends a lot. I feel. Basically, the basic setup is like this, and then it depends on what. Well, in a defensive formation, I feel it depends on what we want to achieve with that defensive formation at that time. So if we're still trying to score, the counter is probably the better idea, and maybe even quick distribution. If we're just trying to, not concede, contain the opponent, then it's completely different. So in a sense, this is 2 different formations in one, depending on what we need. So we might want to reduce that, the technical instructions overall, and see where it gets us. Is countering different? No, doesn't matter. So we can probably leave the counter on, because this is the default. We will need that more often than not. And with the time wasting here, that's alright too. Early crosses are fine, passing to space is fine. Yes, I think this is okay. This is not specific to Karlstad, by the way, which we will play next. I have no idea yet about them. Also, I want to look into the scouting. So I realized that I didn't want to spend any money, and that there is a trade-off to be made. But where is scouting? So scouting costs are still at 0, and they are very low for this season so far. But I want to have scouting reports, ongoing scouting reports on the next opposition. And I want to see if this is part of what we are doing right now. There are no focuses, no. Scout priorities, none. Where is it? Usually there's just scouting assignments. He is currently focused on the scouting range. Yeah, that's great. doesn't have a specific focus though, which is fine by me. There's a lot of reports here. This is fine too. There he is. There it is. This is what I was looking for. So I want someone to do ongoing reports on the next opposition, and I feel like these were missing. Huh. Not sure if he will do them though. I mean, maybe it's me, but the old user interface was more, let's say, comprehensible, at least to me at this point in time. I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay. So next match we will play probably with a defensive formation against Karlstad. This is a 4-2-3-1 or something. No, even worse. It's a 4-3-3 we'll be facing. So I expect them to. Well, I expect us to be the underdog now. Given that we lost the last. Well, we didn't, but we drew 2 games and lost 1. Not the end of the world, but it certainly puts us in a rather unhappy spot, I'd say. So if we win the next 2 matches, there's not a problem. We will be right up with Delkert. But we gotta win at some point, and the next 2 matches are difficult ones against Karlstad and Vasalunds. So I feel like we should stop conceding first and foremost. I do not feel that it's specifically about the tactics. In both matches, we had our chances and then we conceded. Stupid goals, I might add. It was mostly down to some mistake or, well, somebody getting caught out of position or something like that. We cannot do much against, for example, Hellström and his bad marking being caught out of position. We cannot do much about, for example, Boltigard Blom getting caught out of position due to his bad pace either. So our best hope going forward is that Hellström develops a little bit. Hopefully his marking specifically. Now he's off to a good start. Gotta say that. This is not great, but this is decent. And with that kind of development, he might go for marking 7 or 8 at some point, so he might cut out these mistakes in defense. Same with the composure. Maybe we can train him specifically on the composure, but for now I'd rather have him improve his marking first and foremost. And then we can deal with the heading going forward. But yeah. Overall, it's not like I don't have hopes for him. And similar argument can be made for Ytterhogdals, though with Ytterhogdals there's a problem, well, with the contract situation, right? I don't want to pay him too much. I don't feel he is a... How do I put it? I don't feel he's a viable long-term option for this squad. I think that's how I think about it right now. So let's not focus on him too much. The same can be said about Wickberg though. I don't feel he's a viable long-term option either. I feel Hellström could be. But if he continues to develop like this, we'll have a problem with other clubs coming in and going for him. That's just the reality of the situation. So in that sense, I'm also interested in signing another center back. Preferably young. Someone like this guy. Well, maybe not due to the personality and all the weaknesses, but something like this. I'm not sure if this is bad. Probably yes, the acceleration and pace are really bad. The rest of them are not that interesting. So, did we already look for this? I don't think so. Let's have a look. Our scouts, well, our scouting is really gutted, thanks to me. but maybe we know of a central defender. Well, I wouldn't want somebody to dive into tackles in central defense. Short, simple passes, stays back at all times. The short, simple passes are definitely on point. The rest looks good too. This is decent. Pace is, for a central defender, this is good. Overall, physicals look good. The decision making is a bit bad. That might be a problem. But overall, this looks average to me for our league. Now, he's on a 120 contract, though. Don't want to go there. So we need to poach somebody that's well, either on a really low contract or willing to go on a really low contract. There's a strength lacking here. I don't like that. So that's the one we just had a look at. Stian Molde. Determined center back. He's already 29. I mean, we got 29-year-olds, right? He wants to leave, apparently. He's 34 though. Yeah. That's another problem. We cannot just sign a 34-year-old center back and hope that it works, right? But, of course, there's always the option that we find somebody who didn't find another club just yet. Or a young guy. So let's go for age for a second. He's injured. Hip injury. This is great. With 16 and a hip injury, this is off to a great start in your career. Probably why he's a free agent. Yeah, we don't know about anyone else, right? So we might as well offer a trial to some of these. They can go in the U19 for a decent time, and we will need to wait and see. But it doesn't have to be about center back at this point. It might also be about another position. Now, Asarson, whenever he played, well, at least the first match he played well. The other two not so much. But I'm not sure if I wanna put the blame on him just yet. Same for the others here. 3 matches is really hard to determine. 6.7, 6.5, and 6.1 is bad. That's how it is. And same goes for Alp. But attribute-wise, do I really think that he's responsible for all of this? I don't think so. I mean, he could certainly do with some improvement, but as a no-nonsense fullback, he should do overall. So it might be down to tactics. Or tactical familiarity, let's say. And in this sense, well, just look at it. He's unfamiliar with the role and duty. This is even worse. I realize that he's been training as a fullback on support duty. I don't want to employ him like that. That's better. So, what if we play him like this? No, not in this formation. He doesn't know how to do with it. But he trains as a wingback on support duty, if I'm not mistaken. Sure. So he's just not used to playing this in this formation. How's Alp? So he's lacking. As a no-nonsense fullback, he's lacking. That's how it is. I do not think he will develop into it. As a wingback on support duty, he might do though. This also goes with his traits. So what we're gonna do going forward is we will train him as a no-nonsense fullback. Just because I want somebody to be perfectly familiar with this. So this is not how I usually would go about things. But in his case, he's got most of the attributes for it. And if he develops something else, I don't care. This is good. But first and foremost, he's got to train for this. The same goes for Anderson, I think. Well, he's not great. And as a wingback on attack duty, he's not great either. So, given that the other guy... Where is he? Well, the other guy is either Moreira da Silva, who trains as a wingback on attack duty anyway. And certainly fits the sample of the attributes. He's lacking the strength for no-nonsense fullback, so let's not do that. He also lacks the strength, but to a lesser degree. He also lacks some other stuff. That's just the way it is. Nobody expects him to be the perfect, attacking wingback in this formation. So we might as well train him to shut up shop first and foremost. 179. Jumping reads is really bad, and strength could do some improvement. Same with positioning, marking. Decisions are great, though. Heading could do with some improvement, but with that bravery I don't want to focus on that. I cannot focus on tackling, so I might as well go with strength here. It's a bit unlikely for a fullback, but okay. Going forward, we want him to be no-nonsense fullback. It's not so much about the player development at this point. I want them to focus on a specific role to, well, get the tactical familiarity. They are more familiar with their role in the positive formation, but this is not what we will play going forward. We might turn it on the head, by the way. So that's also an option. Just go with positive for the next two matches because they're halfway familiar with it. But I don't think this is viable. Tillander trains as an inverted winger. It's not much of a problem. I want to keep him on in the offensive role or in the attacking role though. What about, where's it? Warwick? There he is. There's Warwick. Yeah, he didn't train well. He's also still focused on learning this role altogether. I don't want to focus him on two things. That's stupid. So probably how's Tillander doing tactically? Yeah. So there's not much use in getting Tillander training in the other role. But I don't feel he lacks in the positive formation either. No, he's basically perfect here. That's not entirely true. That's down to creative freedom, which might have to do with what we did to the formation from time to time. But overall, I don't feel he needs the training for the positive formation right now. So we can train him in the position as a midfielder here. This is not his, basically nothing changes for him except for the position on the pitch, right? So we can still do that. So that's these two. Zetterberg will play goalkeeper anyway. Might as well keep him like this. All three goalkeepers train as goalkeepers if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I'm not sure if the young guy does need to make an appearance already, but he might. And Westberg, well, he also trains as a keeper. But good training performances lately. 7.45. He might make an appearance, right? It's not like we guaranteed Zetterberg anything. So, might be Westberg. What about the central defenders? Well, they play central defender every single time. This is... We can start to argue about this. If anyone feels inclined to do so. We might go with no-nonsense center backs here. And... I mean, I'm not sure. Does a no-nonsense center back would have more direct passing if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, it's more direct passes, fewer risks, hold position, dribble less, shoot less often. While the normal central defender in fact, I feel like this is a viable option to go for it. How about this? This is really destructive, but it doesn't matter. He can play it. He can play it just like a central defender, I feel. No, central defender, he's a bit better. But they can both play it to a degree. And if this means that every single ball gets thrown out of the penalty area immediately, taking less risks is a good idea, I feel. Yeah, exactly. In fact, that might even be an option for the positive formation. Now, the more direct passing, I'm not a big fan of. Maybe we can... let's have a look into this. Can we instruct him to take fewer risks here? Yeah, we can. We can. So that might be an idea. Overall. Especially in the other formation though. So in the positive formation, I don't want him to take risks, right? I want him to play a short pass and pass it around, and that's about it. No penetrating balls, doesn't matter much. Yeah, they should take fewer risks here. The risk taker is, in this formation, is the Regista. Well, not Asarson, but usually Ekman would be here. And in this formation, I feel it's viable too, to take fewer risks, so we might keep it at a central defender level for now. I'm not a big fan of the more direct passing, even though direct passing might mean we score on the counter. I also don't feel like it's viable to go with one no-nonsense center back here. Yes, I know this can work, but it's not like I know that one of these is more suited to a no-nonsense rule, right? Role. Well, one might argue that he is more suited for no-nonsense role, because there's no composure and decisions involved. Let's have a look into the others. So same here, concentration is good, composure and decisions might be a bit lacking, but not too much. What about Boldegard Blom? Yeah. He's a no-nonsense center back anyway. Composure and decisions are seriously lacking, so this is more no-nonsense material. And then, last but not least, there's Wickberg, who is also a no-nonsense center back. So, you know what? We're gonna change it. This is on me. So, we're going to change it. Not sure if this is a good idea. Now they need to learn another role, but it doesn't matter much to me. They can go no-nonsense all day long. And if their decision making and composure improves by itself, we can still go with something else, right? But his composure is 6. So I don't want to rely on that, just put the ball out. And if this means the football we play gets more ugly, great, fine with that. So now it's a bit weird, they have other instructions. Than what suits the tactic. Because they are instructed to do more direct passing, but also take less risks. So in that sense, they will clear the ball more often. That is not exactly suited for a possession-based system. But maybe this also results in the odd counter situation, who knows. There's also no countering active here, but this is the possession-based system, so I'm not too sure if we need it. Weird. Okay. Maybe this suits him a little bit better. I don't think I will change the players going forward just yet, because Wickberg didn't really train that well. 6.8. Now, decisions and composure are no longer needed here, right? At least that's an argument that could be made. So sure, let's put him on... I feel like the attributes still help, though. But we can put him on defensive positioning now and hope that his marking goes up. He's also a decent header, by the way. And Boltigor Blom. Well, in his case, it's really about the physicals anyway. And he's already 30. Yeah. So he's in decline. Let's put it that way. I feel this is the way it goes. Korovic didn't. Well, it's much to expect of a 22-year-old that just came into the game. But he didn't make good on his undoubtedly existing potential so far. He's our free kick, corner, and penalty taker, though. So if we exchange him for anyone who's available. So this is Orberg, not much better. He's got a decent long shot, but in comparison to Korovic, if I look at it from a Metzala perspective, technically speaking, Korovic is the way better player. There are things that are really concerning about Orberg too, like strength. I didn't. Korovic is by no means. Korovic is a physically gifted player. You can certainly see that here, but at least he's not missing on the physical side. On the strength side, he's slow. For Metzala, this is bad, but in mentals, Korovic is worse than Orberg. That's how it is. So even if we consider this a wash, he's 2 points better here. Yeah, or Orberg is better here, but Korovic is better there. What can we do about it? Well, not much. I don't know if we should give Orberg an opportunity to play a game. Maybe at some point. Doesn't look that impressive to me though. Free kick taking is also really bad, penalty taking is inexistent, corner taking is inexistent, this doesn't work. So he would not do those. Where's Melander? He's the other option in central midfield. Yes, I know, they are all not that great. He lacks on the physical side though. So he can take penalties, free kicks and corners, sure. His free kicks are a bit lacking, but that's not the worst of it. Physically, he's in decline, I feel. And in a positive formation as a Regista, that's what we're going for at this point. He doesn't even train as a Metzala. So maybe we keep it with Korovic. Let's just give him another 2 games. Maybe he can do something with it. And if after 2 games he doesn't play well, then we can criticize his form and make a decision going forward. I don't feel there's much to criticize about Forsell. 6.7, 6.7 and 7.4 is decent. I didn't expect more of him. I didn't expect less. This is what Forsell is about, and hopefully he can improve a little bit going forward. Ytterhogdals didn't do well so far. I feel he still struggles with the injury last season. Now I realize that he's not injured right now, but he looks well. The last 2 games were really out of form, and it might also be down to the fact that countering doesn't suit him well. He's too slow. Bouguer, on the other hand, has got the physicals. He also improved it recently. Well, not by much. But his form doesn't show it either. And we selected Ytterhogdals because we thought as a first team player he might just bring something to the pitch, which he doesn't so far. But I'm willing to stick with Ytterhogdals for a few minutes, let's say, and I'll look into what he can do. There's not much point of concern about Ishak, I feel, in this formation. In fact, I feel, well, as a pressing forward, he's probably more suited to it. Is it support duty? Yes. He did well as a pressing forward for me. And he's perfect in as a target man, more or less. So, no need to train him on that. And I don't feel we need to change anything about the rest. What we need to change though is training. So you cannot see this because the camera is in front of it, but we've got to focus on teamwork, attacking movement, attacking free kicks, corners, passing, and set piece delivery for the next match. So training wise, we need an improvement in defensive positioning, defensive shape here, that's for sure. No team bonding, because that's already in place. And what can we do? So probably something on the defensive side. For example, defending free kicks. I'm not sure if this is... well, I'm not sure if it's systematic, but I feel we conceded a lot of, after free kicks recently. Is there somewhere in a data hub when we can look at this? Probably. So 3 of the 8 goals came close from the close to the penalty spot. I really do not care about, where is it? I don't care about the friendlies. I care about the rest. So our goals are usually scored basically on the counter. Söderberg lost possession more than any other player. Yeah, that's due to the long distributions. I'm not sure if these are viable. Okay, inside forwards don't come in, or the crosses don't come in. Hagedal won back possession a lot. That's probably due to his heading. Okay, and we have a good touches to shot ratio. This is decent. So we are creating. We still do. We score from long shots. We can go through the middle. That's also down to the tactics we faced. And we regain possession. So the negatives say shoot more often, right? That's contrary to keeping possession. I'm not sure of, well, what we want to do there. This with the goals conceded. I hope this gets better with the no-nonsense center backs. And this with the lost possession of Söderberg. We can probably resolve, at least to a degree, if he is instructed to distribute short. So let's say we instruct him to roll it out in any situation. That should keep possession in most cases, and maybe one of the other players here will make a sensible decision. But well, Söderberg had a better one, I feel. Not really. Okay, so both of their passing is bad. And Anton Berg will not play, but his passing is also bad. So in any case, the distribution shouldn't be long anyway. we want to keep possession first and foremost, and long balls won't work. There's a few trial offers that got rejected, and there's a few that come in. But I'm not sure if we need another center back at this point. Let's just check them. Maybe there's a hidden gem in there, or I don't know, a resolute player or something like this. I'm always willing to go with these. But I will try going forward to improve the defending side. Doesn't matter if we don't score for the time being. I really want to defend the goal first and foremost. And I'm not. This doesn't mean that we need to play the defensive formation, by the way, but we need to focus on it. This is not the right one. That's better. So, teamwork and attacking movement can probably be applied here. I'm not sure. Also, let's hope that this match actually happens and that it's not a borderlock pitch again, like happened so much recently. Huh. So apparently Müller says Kai Havertz should come to Bayern Munich. Yeah, why not? He's 36 at this moment. Wow. Still playing though. Well, why not? Okay, Karlstad. So overall, Mr. Alvers is performing well above average. Linus Dahl has fewer blocks but lots of clearances. They play a lot of passes. This looks like a controlled possession system, right? So they can have the ball all day as long as it's back here. Doesn't matter much to me. And it also doesn't look like they penetrate a lot. This is great. No idea, but they pass a lot. And Mr. Dahl, lots of passes and accurate passing. So this tells us that this Mr. Dahl needs to be... where is he? He needs to be marked and... well, we might use the striker for this. This is a bit unorthodox, but we might use the striker for this. So let our striker just man mark Linus Dahl in the next match. That's the first thing we know. And I'm gonna include this immediately here. Now he's certainly a strong one. And apparently he's one with decent passing. But I still want to tight mark him. He's right-footed. No use in showing him on the weaker foot though. He's not... well, I feel like if it's not right only, this is of no use, especially for a central midfielder. Do I want to trigger the press on him? Probably not. If he distributes the ball, the next station in the passing queue might be the one that's more important, but these two also need to be... they need to be controlled for. Let's put it that way. We cannot let them have the passing. So this is the statistics we just witnessed are more in line with Linus Dahl has a lot of possession if the central midfielders get closed down or get man marked all the time. Yeah, in that sense we might mark them tightly, all of them. And we will man mark all of them too. So I will... Sure, I can instruct this now. We want him to go for the defensive midfielder. What's the other two? I don't know the names yet. So Leon Helichius is on the left. That means Korovic should do Helichius. And Forsell should do the other one. Whoever that is. Lund something. That's him. Okay, so the lineup might obviously change going forward, but this is our avoid the center of the attacking. So this should block midfield, and Arsason can deal with whatever's left. Be it one of the strikers, or well, there's only one striker, right? Yeah, be it a striker or somebody else. So I'm not gonna instruct him on going with the striker all the time, and I'm not gonna instruct him to go with the midfielders all the time, Asarson. He has to decide on his own. But that should close down the opposition soon enough. And hopefully that makes a difference. So, given that... yeah, we can look into this in a minute or two. I'm gonna go for a bathroom break and be right back. Alright, here we go. So, it feels like we're preparing for a specific match after all. So we might as well do one, right? It's 45 minutes into the stream now. We can probably get that done. And, well, I've got time until around 12. Let's see how long we will make it today. Okay. I also feel like a big liar now that I announced yesterday that I will not be around today, and now I feel like I have the time, because well, got time until 12. Alright, press conference. Could a heavy defeat be on the cards? Yes, I feel like yeah. So apparently they lost against Dalkurd. I feel, if I'm not totally wrong about it, they lost it 4-0. Yeah, exactly. So they lost it by 4 games versus Dalkurd. We can also look at it another way. Karlstad really didn't do well recently, because they lost against Dalkurd, they lost against Hudik. No, Hudik it was a draw, but they also lost against Örebro Syrianska IF. They won against Tabby. So in other words, they are vulnerable in defense. They conceded 6 goals in the last 3 matches. We conceded 5. So if we can exploit that, I'm fine by it. I don't want them my squad to score 5. I want my squad to score 1 and park the bus for the remainder of the match. Yeah, so we gotta exploit the weaknesses here. And yes, I feel like we should defend. Yes. Three goals in 4 matches. The winger. That's probably because he's a good winger. Well, I don't know yet. With this guy, I really don't know yet. In a fashion, I think the extended training times are a good thing, because it gives our players some time to develop. But the problem is that we spent much of the time in recovery. We thought we were going for a 3-day of, well, we thought we were going for a rather tight set of fixtures, and this just didn't happen. Why didn't it happen? Well, waterlogged pitches. 2 times. So that's a waste of time. And I would have preferred some overall training in between these matches, but I couldn't include it because I thought there was another match in there. So in that sense, it harmed us. But it's not like we've got a problem. He's got bad passing, right? Yeah, he's bad at passing. So let's just tell him that he talk about him in a positive manner, even though I feel like this is correct. And Entered Ishak will always be decisive. Yeah, apparently he's on a decent form, so let's be positive about it. And Nila Forsell really is he's set in central midfield. If Nila Forsell falls off the wagon at some point, well, Hellberg will have hell of a job to do. Now I realize that Nila Forsell is not exactly the strongest player in the squad, but he's not up for debate until, I don't know. Maybe if we want to change things. So it's not like I'm totally opposed to giving Hellberg some time on the pitch. But Thiago will finally retire. Well, in 2026. With the amount of injuries he had in his time, I didn't expect him to make it this far. So, pressing football is apparently yields results, and they want to see good set-piece execution. Yes, sure. Thanks for reminding me of that. But we are all we are expected to be suffer defeat. And the defensive style is not the only style that has frailties, so this is rubbish to a degree. I'm not too concerned about Tillander and his goal scoring though. He plays as a winger for us, so this is quite natural. He will score at some point. So the marking we will need to adapt anyway. In the next match we will need to see. These... Well, is there harder tackling here? Yeah, we tackle hard. So in that sense, we also push the play out to the outside, which is good. But on the other hand, that gives Alvarez, which has been our bane probably so far, the time to do something with the ball. We show him to the inside though. Contrary to general tactical instructions. He's a left-footed player, so we show him to the inside. That's dangerous, on one hand. On the other hand, his crosses would be dangerous too. No idea about Villa Nilsson, but he looks a bit weak. His dribbling might not be that great. Maybe hard tackling is a good idea here. Especially against the lone striker, that's always an option. We don't know much about him though, so hopefully this doesn't result in too many penalties. That's just the way it goes, right? Gotta gamble that. Or, I don't know, place your bets. Show him onto the weaker foot. I realized that I do this in general tactical instructions now and not prior to the match, so I gotta reset that at the end of the game and redo it all over again. But yeah. Anyone that trained really well. Hellström, Asafson, Hagedal, Ngongo, yes, we realize. Kulafic. I don't know. I want to give Kulafic some playing time at some point, yes. But maybe not against Umeo, given that they are first right now. On the other hand, really, who cares? But maybe against Sollentuna. Or the other way around, really. Because against Umeå we might not make a point. But against Sollentuna maybe we need... No, I don't want that guy. Hugo Svensson. Knocks ball past opponent though. Not a big fan of that. So definitely not for that wage. Göransson. He shoots from distance with 14 long shots. That's definitely an option. Could also play Metzada for us. How much better is he there? Well, first and foremost, he's expensive. But how much better is he than Korovic? This is funny, right? He's the better player. Obviously, Göransson. But Korovic is really technically gifted in a certain sense. It's the marking and the long shots that he's worse at. The rest of it, he's probably better. So in that sense, Korovic is technically speaking the better player. But well, I cannot afford this guy anyway, or do not want to. I hope we don't go down by this decision making, but I don't want to. These are all too expensive. He's fairly pro. He wants to come in, and we are unwilling to pay him. Yeah. That's not a bad one. But he's unambitious, so no, I don't want him. Philip Nilsson is already on trial. Yeah, let's keep him on trial. And then there's Alexander Mutic. Mutic? Not sure. Mutic, probably. It's not too bad. Also, the stuff with the first time shots, he's got a good first touch and finish. He looks decent, but that wage requirement is unpayable for us, so no. And I could probably use a second decent striker. Alright, we'll go into the match. So, this is it. We will try to play Karlstad Football. Now, is there anything we want to say to any of the players? Sure. Let's go through these. So, he didn't play recently. But overall, I feel we can praise his training to a degree, but I don't want to go there with 7.1. So I'm gonna praise his conduct instead. And that's about it, sadly. Viden is out on loan. Might as well look into the loan performances at this point. Yeah, that's not great. Yeah. Better loan performances, please. Vikberg didn't train well recently. But we'll go with the development here. Conduct has been perfect. Not a spot on it. Orberg didn't play at all. Training's been bad. So if he didn't play, his conduct was good. It's not like this influences the match, but I want to go through the entire player base at this point. He's on trial. Alp. So his training improved a little bit, but it's still bad. The problem is I feel we want him about him like 20 times now. At least it feels like this. Development wise though, we didn't want him recently, right? Okay. How's his conduct? Not a single yellow card. No problems in training so far. He's a good influence and that's it. Anderson. I actually feel he did well so far. I didn't expect that. Well, to a degree I expected it due to the personality, but it was decent, let's say. It's not really well. Oh, there's a phone call. Gotta take this. So, short break. Oh, sorry about that. So, turns out somebody has a job profile that, or has a job that fits my profile. So, yeah, I had to take that call. Also, of course, like it always is, it's a matter of urgency. So, yeah, we were with Anderson. Yes, I think we can be happy with Anderson's performances so far. No big deal. And he's done well, better than expected given his attribute sample. Let's put it that way. Hopefully he can also develop a little bit and be a dominant player going forward for our squad. I'm not sure though. It's mostly down to the personality in his case. Okay, is there anything we want to tell him? Well, we cannot praise his form just yet. Also, it's not good enough. Last game he just came on for a few minutes, but I feel like in this game we will keep him in the rotation. And the young guy didn't really do well, right? So not much to tell him. Maybe praise his conduct, but we don't want to praise his conduct all the time. Arsarsson. So this is a good training performance. He had a bad game apparently, so we forgot an official warning there. But from a training perspective, he did well, and that's probably down to exposure to the kind of level he plays at now. Sure, bravery could improve. That's about it. His bravery could improve. Yes. So I feel this is good. He will not feel this goes down as good development. I think we praised his training recently, though. Let's try, but he might be annoyed by it. Well, no, he accepts it, but it's not like it has been great for him. He's a good influence too, I feel. And we can criticize his last game, because he did play. He came on, and defensively he didn't do much, but especially he didn't create any chances. So let's go with that. That's fine, that works. By the way, is there something we can... Well, we can praise him on his perfect tackling in the last game. It's at 100% anyway. And we can probably criticize the fact that he didn't create any chances. I know he had 5 minutes, but still. Look at that, that's way better. Ostrom didn't play. At this point I don't feel like our former model citizen will develop into something anyway. Yes, I realized that I went with we might give him some time on the pitch from time to time, but really once the results are not like you want them to be, you don't want to commit to a young guy that no longer has the perfect personality, by the way. So I realized that he's just 1 point off in something, but anyway. Augustsson is out on loan, Bengtsson is out on loan, Berg will not play. Trained better though. Benson is out on loan, I think. Voltegard Blom, well, he didn't train well. For a fairly professional player, this is not good enough. Korovic. Well, this is bad training. So his passing has been perfect in the last game. I feel we already praised him on it though. Yeah. And his conduct, well, he's got a yellow card here. so it's been spotty. Kulovic. Play 3 passes. Might as well praise him on it, right? Why not? And then we're gonna tell him that he didn't create any chances. In 5 minutes, that's not something to do, but yeah. We gotta improve morale somehow. Dobrev. Is Dobrev even at the club? Dobrev's loaned out, right? Yeah, he's on loan. Again. Maybe we will sell him at some point. Ekman. Malte Ekman. Okay, apparently this is how it works. Oh, Malte Ekman didn't train that well. He's in good morale, more or less. Well, he had a good game. This is a weird thing to say, but he had a decent game. He had an assist, his passing was decent, his tackling was spot on. We already praised his last game though. Training hasn't been great. And we can probably be a bit critical about his development recently. Not sure, this isn't bad, right? Like, he didn't develop this month, but last month he did. So, yeah, so. How's his conduct? Had a yellow card. There's not much to say here, really. Elias, he is one to go to the U19. Forsell. That's good passing, I feel. And he scored a goal. So that's the one to go for, I feel. Yeah. If he can score going forward, that would be wonderful. He's on a heavy contract these days. But yeah, we wanted to keep him. Is there something to criticize about his game? His tackling was spot on. He did create some chances, at least one, in addition to the one he scored. We can criticize his lack of development, maybe. Well, he did develop though, a little bit, tiny bit, but well, he improved. Let's say he didn't develop as a player, but he improved in the specific role, and that's all I need from him. I don't need him to be a defensive winger anymore. I need him to be a perfect box-to-box midfielder. In that sense, he did improve. So there's no use in complaining about this, I feel. That's okay overall here. So we could criticize his training rating, but I don't feel this is viable either. 6.7 isn't that bad. Yeah. Nila Fossel will maybe his conduct, but I don't want to praise that all too often. Also, he had a yellow card in a friendly. I realize that this doesn't count probably, but I don't want to go there. Let's stick to the facts. Hogdal trained well. We can tell him that, and we already did. What about his development? As a central defender, he did develop, so this also means that as a no-nonsense center back, he did develop to a degree. It's mostly down to anticipation and bravery for him. Yeah, he should improve in these, but well, I cannot go with off-the-ball movement for him just to have some improvement in anticipation. So I will not do that. But overall, this is okay. Form. Last game has been really bad. Why has the last game been really bad? Well, because we conceded. We can praise the last game though, due to the heading. Heading was good. And if we criticize the last game, what would we do? Well, the passing hasn't been great, but it's not that worrisome. It's more the lack of interceptions, for example. So overall, on tackling's at 50%. So I feel like criticizing the overall defensive performance might be a decent idea. Conduct has been spotless though. Not a problem. He does well. And I feel like this is a positive influence to the squad, yes. Hilberg, did he even play? No. 6.3 training rating. This will not do. Especially for a fairly professional player. And this is also down to... Well, he didn't develop either. It's not like I'm really angry with that, but there's no development here. At least not in this role. But we don't give him any time on the pitch, because Forsell is the one to have it. So far. He's also moderately expensive for the fact that he doesn't play. But, well, in this situation, I don't want to have the wage decide his spot on the pitch, right? Hellstrom, we talked a lot about recently. There's not much to say here. Other than, yes, his conduct has been fine too. So, that's it. We can warn him about last game. Do we want to do that? Oh, his tackling has been so-so, his heading has been great. And, well, there's a lack of interceptions here. Okay, he accepts it. He's a professional after all. Ishak didn't score last game. That's the biggest problem. His passing was really great though. Okay, so you will not be praised. Then you will be criticized. Because you didn't create that many chances. Okay. He's a controversial one apparently, at least for now. Well, he's balanced, whatever. I don't know about controversy for him. I don't want to criticize his conduct, so let's go and praise his conduct. Alright, so we end up back where we started, and yeah. Johansson is a trialist, I feel. Khalil is out on loan. Liljedahl, well, that's certainly a topic in itself. So 6.3 rating will not do, but we already talked to him. Melander. He came on, he played 10 passes. That's not enough. Also, he played as a winger, I think, in the last game. Well, at least some of the time. Yeah, inverted winger here on the right wing. So this was an emergency replacement, because Tillander was borderline injured. Well, we can criticize the lack of chances created, I feel. And then we can praise the fact that he has a perfect passing completion. So he's happy with that. His tackling also was really bad, but well, we cannot go there right now. Training has been bad. And there's... Well, is there some progress to speak of? There's a Metsala, where is he? Not really. So, no progress there. I want to go with the overall development here. Oh. Alright, this didn't work well. Yeah, considering his age, he's probably fine. Can we at least go with the conduct, sir? Alright. It's not like he will play the first team anyway. Probably. He did not play at all. He's the 16-year-old with the injury history. So let's put him to the U19 squad. Muteba. What about Muteba? 6.1 rating is really bad. Now we can issue an official warning. Apparently there's a 1 week gap for the official warnings. So that's something I learned today. Yeah, so Muteba didn't create any chances, that's what we can warn him about. And, well, defensively, I don't know. He wasn't well, he didn't do well, right? We can praise his conduct though. That has been good. And I'm not willing to risk anything else here, I feel. Training's not viable, probably. Ngongo. Gislain Ngongo. 6.5 rating. Yes, his passing was good. Also, his headers were good, and his tackling was good. He just didn't create any. Really, I'm not too worried about his performance. He didn't create anything. That's it. So, he can make another appearance, yes. Even though his rating was 6.5. He can make another appearance. Nilsson, that's the one on trial, right? Yes. Then here's Puget. I will probably put him on the pitch for this game and Ytterhogdals on the bench. Because he's better suited for it. And Ytterhogdals is not a fast player. So that's a right-footed player. We also got a replacement for the striker in the form of Ytterhogdals on the bench now. So there's that. Same can be said about Warwick though. How many players is it though that we have to go through? It's not that many anymore, right? So Puget didn't play, not much to tell him. Training wasn't great, wasn't bad either. Lack of development we cannot comment on. We cannot praise him on his good development because, well, he didn't develop much. This, training-wise, doesn't go down well with me. He's vice-captain, so being left out of the squad is not optimal. Skillermo I will not play. Doesn't matter. Stolt will not play. Tillander. 6.8. Decent passing, some chances created. (19 of 23). That's still decent passing, right? I feel this is still decent passing. Okay. Yeah, and the conduct obviously is spotless so far. So let's go with that. Verolin is not with the club. Warwick. I'm sad to see this. So he didn't play last game, but he can probably play going forward. Not much to tell him though. I don't want to praise him on the conduct again. He can make it. Westberg. The train to us. Yeah. I think we're through him now. So we started with Westberg if I'm not mistaken. Usually that's how I go about this. And if we didn't, we started with Anderson. So there's not many players that we forgot. It's in alphabetical order. Okay, so we need a replacement as a central defender or somebody to come in. Boltigord, Blom or Wickberg. I feel in this situation Wickberg is the better tactical option, so we'll go with that. Why is that? Because we might need a ball-winning midfielder and Wickberg can play that role. So that's why Wickberg makes it to the bench for this game, at least. Left defender, well, Alp. That's what we signed him for. And going forward, he will be the wingback that, well, trains as a wingback. So, in case we gotta switch formations, he's the better one. The one better suited, maybe, for the role. It's not like Muteba did bad. Recently. Well, recently he did, but last season he didn't. So he can certainly play it and be fine with it. In central midfield, we need somebody to dictate play. So that means Malte Ekman. Or that means Belander. Melander didn't train that well. Malte Ekman didn't train that well either. But, well, Malte Ekman is our go-to option here. I will try to use him either as a register or in a central midfield role. He might make it as a Metzala. Now, I realize that he likes the physicals for it, but he's got the long shots and, well, much of the other stuff for Metzala. So maybe we rediscover Malte Ekman after all. Why not? In some different role. And then there's, well, striker and wing options. So we could even play Vikberg as a box-to-box if we needed to, by the way. So there's only striker and right wing. Right wing would imply Warwick, who is also a former striker, so that should resolve it. Kulafat will not make it to the bench. Sorry, sir. That's it. Team selection for the next match, yeah, sure. So opposition instructions. Still like this? I feel so, yes. Some of these are also a bit tired. Well, he is. The others are not. That's Trim is too. Let's hope that this will see us through the game. Okay. Ishak is a bit upset about his battle with Dahl. Same with Forsell and Korovic. So in central midfield we got a problem because none of them are up to the physical standard that we expect of them. But hopefully they can still make it. Yeah, let's go with this one, why not? And we will try to encourage them. This is an away game though, so it's a difficult one. In the evening too, apparently. "370 people here. Draft degree Celsius. Diako Benem is the referee. And we will try to park the bus. Let's see if it works. So the first thing we see here is that the man marking is definitely ongoing. So far at least. Nilsson, Lind, Asike, Dahl. Yeah, they try to stay with their marking targets. And there's the first win of a ball by Hagedal, Asarson, Ishak, Forsell, Hellström. That's bad passing for Puget. But it looked, let me put it that way, it looked like they were going for less risky passes. It's hard to determine from one situation though. Here's the cross, well cleared by Hagedal, and that's one from the table. So that corner didn't result in a chance. Well done. And now we see a match that is full of nothingness apparently. Muteba with a long ball for Ishak. Helichus is out of, well, he's lost his marker here. Due to the counter situation, maybe. Ottoson. Still Ottoson. Ljungberg. And they pass it back for Ask here. Asike. Lind. Asike again. Dahl. That might be one of these wonderful long balls for Ottoson. No, it's not. Well, if this is the most exciting they got going in this match, we can deal with that. Hellström with a long ball that ends up with Asike. I don't see this as a highlight so far. Nestrom passing for Dahl. Asike again. Let's try to encourage them, whatever happens here. Eriksson, Dahl, Eriksson, Alvarez, Eriksson. Nice penetrating pass for Nilsson. He's closed down well there. Eriksson again. And that's the long ball, because Hagedal was out of position. For Nilsson. Hellström comes to cover though. So, yeah. Came to the help. Looks fine so far. Corner by Lundberg. It's cleared by Ostrom, I feel. Lundberg again. And Hellström out of the penalty area so far. And Puga goes for the foul. Well, that's unlucky. Ljungberg with a free kick from the other side. Doesn't result in anything. We don't create any. But it's still the 0. Hellström. Ishak not offside here. Ishak. Tillander. Nice goal. We got it. So that's 1 goal up. It's entirely undeserved at this point, but who cares? And it was a standard, a set-piece situation, by the way. Hellström with the long ball here. That wasn't no nonsense ball. This is just lucky. It's not like this is anything that we planned for, right? This is luck. But doesn't matter. 1 goal up. Now we gotta make it through. Feels like a cup game at this point. Eriksson and Nestrom exchange passes. Tillander. Eriksson runs past him and gets the ball. Long ball by Dahl. And that's offside. By the way, that resolves the goal scoring problems of Tillander, if we can call him like that. Ottoson with the long shot. This guy's dangerous. We were warned about him. He was closed down well here. Shown to the inside, yes. Pugues on a yellow card now. Alvarez. Again with the pass for Ottoson. Who's his marker in this situation? Ishak was. Alvarez. And another long shot. So they try to increase the pressure. Hopefully Westberg can be good about these things. Hagedal was well distributed, by the way. And this is a hopeful effort, right? Tillander. Dahl, Lind, Asike, Ottoson, Ljungberg, Lind again. So I'm not too sure. Oh, Hellström. Oh no. Well, that was well blocked by Anderson though. I'm not so sure if the marking in central midfield works well. Oh, 4. Seriously. And it has to be Albert, of course. Dahl. Pelaginius, and he wasn't marked well by Korovic. That's it. He didn't mark him well, and Alvarez goes for the long shot immediately with a strong left foot. So 2 guys failed at their jobs, and that's it. Hagedal. It's not a bad long ball. Izak didn't win that one. Ottoson. So that means that I was wrong previously. I feel we were wrong about Alves. Oh, I confused it too. This is really annoying. He's nervous though. Same as he. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Whatever. Yes, we conceded 1. So the performance could be better, but we see ourselves as the inferior team at this point. Let's try to go with it. And ride it. Maybe we can score another one. One of these freak goals by accident. Well, not with these balls though. We'll leave Puget on for another 10 to 15 minutes and then he can probably come off. Ishak has been working his butt off apparently. Oh, that's well intercepted, yes. Well done. Puget. Dribbles down the wing. He's a slow dribbler at this point. Nice cross. Musa. Well, that could have resulted in a really great chance if Ishak would have stuck to Musa, but he didn't. Ottoson and Ishak plays it into touch. This is the way they go about their corners. Like, not all of them, but, well, it's weird that we face this kind of corner taking. This is the 2nd time in a row, I feel. Well done by Westberg. Doesn't have the aerial reach, but he got it. Muteba for Hellström. Again with a long ball. Asike. Musa. And that's easy to defend probably. Well, it should be at least. Hellström with another long ball. Korovic wins the header. Puget. And Ishak doesn't manage to hit the target. Well, that's part of Ishak probably. He's not a good finisher. I'm sorry to see that. So anyway, it got a bit better. Tillander has had his goal. And he's exhausted. Same can be said about Ishak though. So what do we do about it? Well, how about we give Warwick some time on the pitch? And also Liljedahl. This is not a perfect pressing forward, Liljedahl. But, well, he might be. So for this kind of match, he might be acceptable. And this means that Puguerra can remain on the pitch too. Yes, I know he's on a yellow card, but let's tell him to be easy with the tackle, maybe. But we risked it so far. Overall, we had the better chances. Now Lundberg with a free kick. Oh, crossbar. Hellström. Anderson. Out into touch. We defended it well. We were really lucky there. That would have turned the game around. Lundberg with the corner now. Out swinging corner. Hellström. Asike. Lundberg is not closed down just yet, but Muteba's got it. No, okay. Oh, there's another situation. Let's look at this first. Anderson with the throw. Forsell loses it. Can Hellström deal with it? Anderson with a very long ball for Ytterhogdals. Not sure that should be offside, probably. Yes, it is. Sorry to see that, but the cross came onto the right player. This was good. And Korovic doesn't have a bad game this time. Whilst he has his, how do I put it? He had an influence on the opponent's goal. I feel overall we gave away a lot more chances than they did, but ours had better quality. So this is not a bad way to go about things, probably. Is he instructed to mark his... Yes, he is. So they changed around things in central midfield, but they are still instructed to mark their targets. Didn't change that. Lundberg, Eriksson, Satokangas, Alvarez, Eriksson. Well done by Warwick here, but he loses it immediately. And it's kept in play by Eriksson. Well done by Ytterhogdals here too. Was offside anyway. So we got 10 minutes to go. There's somebody we need to come on to make an impact. Well, need is a strong word for it, but I feel like Malte Ekman can come for Korovic at this point. That might deduct from our ability to go with set pieces, but he can probably make an impact. And Muteba had a decent game. Same for the others, really. Hellström didn't play well though. But looks focused. Let's not substitute for the substitutions. So if this is how it goes down, this is how it goes down. We replaced central midfield. It's not like we have any other central midfielder on the bench that might make an appearance going forward. In the last 3 minutes of the game now, Anderson just clears it. Come on guys, you can do this. Warwick with another long ball. Comes back immediately. And it's offside. Story of this game for Karlstad is probably an offside. Well done by Ytterhogdals. Forsell with the ball. Well, Ekman doesn't run for it though. Or if he did, it certainly didn't look like running. Ekman. That's the third shot of the game. He tried though. That's okay. He tried. Puget. Intercepted. Intercepted again by Isaacson. Warwick. Runs for the wing. Runs towards the wing. Can he take the shot? He can take the shot. That would have been it. And another corner by Warwick. For Puget. Well, that was a weird choice. They are instructed to take near post corners, so that went off by quite a bit. Muteba, and that will probably be the game. Come on, Muteba. So he's already done to wasting time, obviously. Forsell. That's it. No more crosses, no more chances. We get a point. Was it deserved? I don't know. I feel like we deserve to have a point at this point. Because, well, we created the better chances. We defended well for most of the game. There's this one situation Overall, I'm happy with that point. Well, we didn't create that many chances, but we avoided defeat. That's something. And also, we conceded 1 goal, not 2, so it's not the end of the world now. Obviously, we're still down at the bottom of the league, basically. But next match will be against Vasalunds, so this will be really hard. Okay, so I'm not pressured on time just yet, but I don't feel it's viable to include the match against Vasalunds in this stream, in this session. So that'll probably be it for today. Let's look through some of the things here and yeah, wrap it up. Yeah, they had a few chances, but they were low grade. What about Tillander? He is still unconvincing in his position. Yeah, so he improves, though. That's okay. And Anderson is set for an extra year. I don't care much. He can be set for an extra year, sure. Or we give him another year. We give him another contract, right? He did play recently, so he's captain. We can include him as a fringe player, and he might even go down with wage requirements. Let's have a look. Yeah, now he wants to be fringe player. Sure, why not? That's what he is. And contract demands have been going down. Yeah, so we will extend his contract manually here and avoid the clause. And maybe we can get him down to, I don't know, 30. That would be great. Get rid of these. Not much use in including clauses that annoy him, so. How's his current contract, by the way? So he earns nothing from appearance fees. The promotion wage raise, pfft, as if we get promoted this season. I want him to go down on the 30, to 30 really. Yeah, he's willing to do it now. Okay, so now we can get rid of all of this stuff and try. If he doesn't accept it, I will accept all the fees and all the appearance fees and that stuff. Yeah, but he's down to 30 now. This is great, and he accepts it. Wonderful. Now we'll go with a relegation wage drop. And do we want to extend his contract in case he plays enough games? So let's go with an optional extension. He accepts that one too. So do we want to automatically extend his contract? I don't feel like we would after a certain amount of games. Because yeah, he doesn't look like he wants to move on anyway. In that sense. We could try to include an injury release clause, but he will not like that. Yeah, he doesn't like it. So let's keep it at that. That should save us on some money. 30 is not great, but it saves us some money. Press conference. That was really annoying. But this is always to be expected to concede from a long shot. So this is why you cannot be sure to never concede. But overall, we didn't give away that many chances in this game. Yes, they had their chances, but I'm happy to say that overall it was decent. I feel like it worked well. Well, we tried to show him onto the weaker foot. But in this case, the goal as it happened was not good defending by at least two players. One was a midfielder that didn't stick to his marker, so the assist was even possible, and that was Korovic, and one was a lapse in concentration by Hagedal. Or maybe I should probably say by Hagedal and Anderson, because Alvarez moved into the channel between the two and just took the long shot. That's really hard to defend though. And you gotta defend the pass, and we tried. So what can you do? So yeah. Why did we settle on this? Well, he's fast. Yeah, it's down to professionalism and working hard probably. And sure. You got that. Okay, so next match is against Vasolans. Now the players seem to be in a decent mood. We did manage, well, there are still some preparations here. If I change that, by the way, let's say to defensive shape and teamwork, doesn't change it though. So these are still online, I'd say. So we might as well go with 2 sessions of overall training here. And we might need to rotate a little bit. But that match against Karlstad might have yielded some experience for some of the players, so I want to distribute that through training. Hopefully that works. And there's a lot of match preparation already in here. We were also lucky in the last match because we didn't concede that free kick that went towards the crossbar. On the other hand, we had 2 additional chances that could have gone in. So, really, it was down to our bad finishing at this point. This is Warwick, which is the more surprising of the two because he at least has 10 points of finishing, and then there's Ishak with his 5 points. So, yeah, that's hard. He had a 10.0 rating. 7 shots, 3 goal. Wow. They won 6.0 against Smetby. Scoring 6 goals is hard on anyone. Yeah. So there's one positive too. Overall, we did concede too much, yes, and we also didn't get a win so far. But goal difference is only -2. This is not devastated. Sollentuna looked devastated. What are their results? There it is. Well, that looks like consistent losing to me. I mean, they got a point against Haninge, but this is consistent at this point. They are still a dangerous opponent. We will play them after Vasolans, I think, if I'm not totally mistaken. Okay, there's Umeo between them. We will play him later on. I also feel like these two are the most dangerous going forward. and then afterwards it drops off a little bit. So afterwards we need to make it count. These matches, Sollentuna, Motala, Täby to a degree, Haninge to a degree, and Örebro, also Hudiksvall. These are all, or not all of them, but most of them are games that got promoted or are somewhat weak this season so far. So we gotta win these. Now, sure, I want to win against Vasalons too, but if we get another point, whatever. Every point counts, right? And we cannot go in there and say we will not take a draw. Okay, so this has been a short one, at least for me recently. We'll wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching. So we got another point. Still 15th in the league, but we got a few games in hand. I think 2 at this point. Overall, I'm not unhappy with that, and hopefully we can improve on the performances going forward. And also get into some stuff in a bit more detail. Just like we did today. Well, to a degree. Maybe create some additional set-piece variations. Try to find out how defending a set-piece situation works better. That sort of stuff. So that doesn't sound that exciting, but on the other hand, I feel like if we can avoid conceding goals after set pieces, that would be really good too. And then we can see what we can do with the squad going forward. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I wish you all a nice Tuesday and a nice remainder of the week. And just in case you see this on YouTube, might come over to Twitch at some point. So, goodbye.